Hello everyone, this is a video on my very own engineered FizzBuzz solution. So, as a stand-in for our more real-life use case, I am getting the input from DynamoDB. This is a little trivial and definitely over-engineered, but like I said, it's a stand-in for something more realistic. DynamoDB changes trigger a Lambda function. The Lambda function reads the DynamoDB number for FizzBuzz. Let's say it's 1 from 40. Well, it'll iterate through everything and it'll put in 40 different messages into SQS. SQS, in turn, when it has something, triggers a Lambda function, and this Lambda function will read in a batch size of approximately 20 or whatever, and it will run the FizzBuzz or our super complicated business logic, and it'll output the results to DynamoDB. DynamoDB, once again, is one table is for input, one table is for output. So let's take a deeper look. Over here, we have our FizzBuzz table. We have 40 right now, and we have our output table. It has 40 items. For demonstration purposes, going to delete that right in front of everyone. Now we have nothing here, perfect. So first Lambda function. Once again, input is DynamoDB, output is SQS. We are going to need our SQS URL as well as our table name FizzBuzz, as you can see right here. Moving on, we get from our DynamoDB table using the getItems method. We have our key, FizzBuzz and times, which you can see down here. This part was an absolute nuisance. DynamoDB has its own proprietary type. I read about deserialization. That ended up not working out for me. So I decided to be a smartass and take this, make it into a string, make that into an integer, and everything works perfectly fine. Anyways, in the usual FizzBuzz fashion, you iterate through everything, but instead of running the usual logic, in this case, we send it to SQS. SQS, it's exactly what it is. Nothing to explain over here. In terms of the trigger for SQS, just want to show this part. Forgot it. Lambda function 1, it triggers from DynamoDB. Lambda function 2 triggers when SQS is not empty. Batch size I used is 20. So we have our DynamoDB. Upon SQS trigger, this handler gets triggered. When this gets triggered, this bit of logic happens, and once we have our input, which is number, and our output, which is output, we have the key, which is num, output, which the value, which is output. It's as it seems incredibly straightforward. I'm just going to show nothing over here. Let's go back to this table. Let's change this to flow. So as we speak, DynamoDB just got our change. This Lambda function triggers. This Lambda function feeds into Q. When Q has something, the second Lambda function gets triggered. With the second Lambda function, we are writing our output to DynamoDB in key value, input and output. So as we can see, we have our input, output. And yep, this is just how it is. Yep, everything is correct. Thank you, and hope you all learned something. Have a good day.